Well, we've got some news coming out of comics, and hey, it's not DC and them laying off people. It's a happy day. What is this news? Well, it looks like the Phoenix Force will be taking on the Avengers in an event. This Hey everybody, this is Perch. We've got a little teaser here for Enter the Phoenix. It's a new storyline. Jason Aaron, Ed McGuinness, Javier Garron, and we're saying that this is coming sometime in November-ish. And of course, fortunately, this one isn't that mysterious. Basically, our teaser tells us that the Age of Khonshu, somebody will correct me in the comments, will move into Enter the Phoenix. Enter the Phoenix being, in theory, a lot of people are speculating this is AVX Round 2. Now, I have my doubts about that, and we'll get to it in a minute. But basically, this is all part of kind of the Avengers right now is really going from kind of micro event to micro event, usually with one issue of kind of decompression in the middle. And when we finished War of the Realms, if you were paying close attention to that, specifically Avengers number 20, Daredevil got Heimdall's powers. He was able to see things, and he basically gives the kind of the bold spoiler prediction rather than, like, I remember in Civil War II they did splash pages where they're looking into the future that kind of teased up all the future events. At least in this one they do it in a single panel. But we get Daredevil's telling She-Hulk, by the way, that's the issue where She-Hulk revealed that she's happy in kind of this new form because dudes don't sexually harass her anymore. And I'm like, who is sexually harassing She-Hulk? I mean, seriously, I was that a big thing she was facing? Because I mean, that's Murder Town right there. In fact, I believe there was a Fantastic Four issue specifically where Jennifer Walters as She-Hulk kind of went and hunted down somebody who took some nudie pictures of her and basically threatened to throw him off a building. And I mean, I don't know. Lots of, you can make that argument about a lot of Marvel characters, but I don't know about her. I think she's got it covered. But anyway, in that issue, Daredevil says through the Hell Race, the drawing of the heralds, the sea trials, the fury of Khonshu, the red rise of America's mightiest heroes. Through it all, your gamma range will burn brighter. And then there's kind of a little hint for the War Beyond Winds. All right. So if we're looking at that, what we do know is basically that the Hell Race, we saw that was a Ghost Rider, Johnny Blaze. We saw that one. The drawing of the heralds was the Star Brand business where the Heralds of Galactus were there and so on. The sea trials we haven't really seen, or maybe we have, and that's referring to what's going on with Namor. And because that was the belief, and that's a little title kind of happening over in the side there around Atlantis. And then the Fury of Khonshu, of course, we're in right now. Khonshu. Yeah, I'm being facetious at this point. I'm an idiot with how I pronounce things, but I get that one. I get it. I'm making a joke. The Red Rise of America's Mightiest Heroes. So this one clearly, I think in my mind, refers to first the Squadron Supreme, who've been dubbed the real America's Mightiest Heroes, and then the Red Rise is because Mephisto is basically behind them along with Phil Coulson, and so that'd be the Red Rise of those heroes. And I'm curious if that storyline is going forward. There was some issues that were going to tie into Empire, and those got canceled. So it's unclear. It feels like that might be kind of in Mystery Hour at this point. And then that leaves us with the War Beyond Winds. So no mention of the Phoenix Force, basically, this Enter the Phoenix storyline. Although that could be the War of Winds, certainly. If you've been following Jason Aaron's Avengers run, we've seen the Phoenix before in the 10,000 BC Avengers. There was a Jean Grey-looking kind of cave woman, the Phoenix, who was basically doing it with Odin, who was the kind of the Thor in the 10,000 BC Avengers, and they were having a good time. And so we've seen the Phoenix kind of throughout this run. We also saw the Phoenix a little bit in, I think, attached to Wolverine, as I recall, in some of Jason Aaron's Thor runs. So he's played with the Phoenix before. The AVX series, which went down a few years ago, which, by the way, I mean, that event was received fairly well. It sold fairly well. I always thought that having multiple riders on that thing was just a really bad plan. It felt like there were multiple riders on it. It just, that event felt very, very convoluted. I remember they had the whole side quest there of Hope learning the Iron Fist business, and it was like, why are we doing this again? I don't know. There's just parts of it that were weird. But Jason Aaron was part of the AVX series. There is absolutely a belief that we're getting AVX 2 at some point. But here's why I don't think this is that. I think this Enter the Phoenix is probably more tied to the 10,000 BC Avengers, with Jason Aaron has not fully paid off, not brought completely together. We've seen little hints of it. We've seen some teases with how when Iron Man went back into the past there as well. But I think the belief is that we will get AVX at some point, AVX 2. However, Jonathan Hickman is in the middle of doing his thing. The timing of this would indicate that the X-Men are coming immediately out of Ten of Swords and would be moving right into a big AVX crossover at the same time as we're getting King in Black, which Jason Aaron also is supposed to be playing a little bit in with Donny Cates. So, I don't think the Phoenix and any of this stuff is going into King in Black. Maybe these things are tied, but I'd be surprised. So I think that this is really related to 10,000 BC Avengers. I think maybe it gets part of it at least ties in the X-Men lightly to the point that it puts the Avengers on more of a collision course with them. Way back when, Jason Aaron said that Jonathan Hickman's plans are continuing to unfold, and as we all know, Jonathan's plans tend to stretch forward in terms of years, not just a few issues worth of storyline. We've seen such a profound shift and change in terms of X-Men's place in the Marvel Universe. I think you have to know that change is going to be reflected not just across the X-books we've seen, but it's going to bleed out into every corner of the Marvel Universe at one point or another. We saw the X-Men tie in with Fantastic Four. Like I said, I'm sure this is coming, but Avengers 38 or so. Well, so we don't quite know. So I got to correct myself one thing. I'm now reading a different press release. The teaser says it starts in December. Avengers 37 wraps up the Age of Khonshu. No, I'm sorry, I've drunk that joke. Khonshu. And so, in theory, November will have one of these decompression issues. We get started with Avengers 39, I'm pegging, for Enter the Phoenix. At that point, King in Black is going to be going full steam. The Ten of Swords will be sort of wrapped up by then. It'll be kind of in its tail in December. It's most of it will be done in in November, and there'll be a few issues sprinkled into December. So again, the timing does not work. So this feels like a shorter storyline. Bring the Phoenix in. I do think it may serve as a prelude to whatever's going to come with Hickman down the road. The big question I think here is less about the Phoenix and the X-Men and more how are the Avengers, how will Jason Aaron play with the King in Black storyline with Donny Cates that's going over in Venom, which again, his name's been attached to being involved on some level. No doubt there will be some crossovers and other things. But all that said, so now it comes to you. Are you excited for this? Are you looking forward to seeing the Phoenix back? Wasn't she? We just got rid of her, didn't we? I don't know. Are you excited about more Phoenix in the Marvel Universe? Are you with me? Do you think it's from the 10,000 BC Avengers? Do you think this is a start of AVX 2? Do you think it's something else? Where does it sit in your mind? Let me know in the comments below. Also, are you into this? Does this excite you? Does this feel like another little mini event in the midst of a lot of events? It's interesting watching the Avengers having to really struggle for airtime when you've got Empire and you've got Spider-Man stories and you've got I think you got Last Rites and you've got Ten of Swords and you got King in Black and you've got Outlawed. Nobody's paying attention to Outlawed, but you've got this Age of Khonshu, which is a pretty major storyline. I mean, Moon Knight doing badass things, transforming everything, and it's like it's fourth or fifth in priority with all the other things Marvel's hyping. So the idea that now we're rolling directly in from that to Enter the Phoenix, I mean, this whole event got C.B. Cebulski to post about this, about comics. And, so this feels like a smaller event, but also it's staggering if you think about it. The Avengers is the number one brand that Disney has right now where Marvel is concerned, and they're having to really fight for airtime. It's crazy. It's a crazy world. Anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Hey, like, subscribe, click the bell for notifications if you're so inclined. Most importantly, thanks for listening.